Level 1. The Broken Recruit. You are at rock bottom. Your bank account shows $247. You lost your marketing job 8 months ago. There is a second notice from your landlord on the counter. 14 days. That is all you get. Your parents stopped answering after the third time you asked for money. Your old friends are doing well. Promotions, weddings, beach trips. You stopped opening Instagram because every photo felt like proof that your life had gone wrong. Then, at 9:17 p.m., someone knocks on your door. When you open it, the hallway is empty. There is only an envelope on the floor. No stamp, no name. Inside is a thick cream card with a symbol pressed into it. An eye inside a triangle. On the back is an address in Brooklyn and 3 words. Tonight, 11 p.m. Alone. You should throw it away. You put on your coat instead. The address takes you to a warehouse basement. Concrete walls, folding chairs, 17 people already sitting in silence. They look like people who used to be fine and are not fine anymore. At the center stands a woman in a dark suit. She gives no name. She says 3 things. You were chosen because you showed potential. What happens here stays here. The initiation fee is $5,000. You tell her you do not have it. She says they accept payment plans, collateral, and favors. Then she holds out her hand. You should leave. Instead, you give her your credit card. She swipes it through a square reader. Approved. She hands it back and says, "There are no refunds." That is the moment it stops feeling silly. You just paid money you do not have to join something you do not understand. The woman looks around the room and says, "Good. Now we begin." For the first time in months, your life is moving. You do not know yet that it is moving in the wrong direction. Level 2. The Student. The meetings are not what you expected. No robes, no masks, no candles. Just lectures, printed packets, and people taking notes like their lives depend on it. They talk about old banking families, hidden networks, market cycles, private influence, and symbols sitting in plain sight where no one notices them. Most of it sounds insane. Still, you keep showing up. You learn strange little rules. Which restaurants rich people mention to each other? Which charities open doors? Which phrases make certain men stop and really listen? Which interview questions are never really about the job? 3 months later, your phone buzzes. Unknown number, job opening, Goldman Sachs, junior analyst. Apply using reference code 4471. Do not mention this message. You almost delete it. You do not even have a finance degree. You apply anyway. The interview lasts 15 minutes. The third question sounds familiar because you heard some version of it in the basement. You answer using the same odd language they taught you about cycles, panic, and response. The interviewer looks up like he finally sees you. That night, they call with an offer. $78,000 a year. You start Monday. The first month is brutal. You do not understand half the meetings, but every time you get stuck, your phone buzzes. Read this report. Speak to this executive. Stay quiet at 10. Ask for the older file. You follow every instruction. It keeps working. By month 6, you are promoted. By the end of the year, you are making more money than you ever thought you would. You move into a better apartment. You buy a used BMW. You send your parents $10,000. Your mother cries. Your father asks if you are okay now. You say yes. Late that night, another text comes in. Remember who built you. Then one more. Remember who owns you. Level 3. The Networker. The invitation is for a charity gala at the plaza. Black tie. $5,000 ticket. A year ago, that number would have ruined you. Now, your name is on the list. The room is full of power. Senators, hedge fund managers, old families with names carved into libraries and hospitals. Waiters float by with champagne. A string quartet plays like the whole room was built to make ordinary people feel small. You are told to smile, listen, and let people talk too much. A man in his 60s walks over like he has known you for years. He introduces himself. then introduces you to his daughter. She is polished, smart, and interested right away. Harvard Law, good posture, better family. You meet for coffee, then drinks, then dinner. She talks about her father without meaning to. Which donors are calling, which bills are stalling, which people are nervous. She trusts you because you seem calm and safe. You are neither. You remember every detail and report it back from the back seat of a car on the ride home. The reply comes fast. Good work. Continue. After that, the messages change. Attend this fundraiser. Befriend this executive. Ask about this merger. Ask about this vote. Ask once and never twice. You are not just doing finance now. You are collecting things people should not be giving you. At work, you keep rising. Senior people start asking what you are seeing. Co-workers whisper that you must be getting fed inside information. They laugh when they say it. You laugh too. By 29, you are making $240,000 a year. 2 years ago, you were nearly evicted. Now you are shaking hands in rooms you used to see only in films. The door keeps opening. You stop asking why. Level 4. The Insider. You are vice president now. Better suits, better watch, better apartment, an office with glass walls and people who stand when you walk in. The messages are no longer suggestions. They are orders. Buy these positions before the announcement. Sell before the crash. Push this deal toward this outcome. Do not ask why. You stop pretending this is talent. You are trading on information that should not be in your hands. In a partner meeting, you make a recommendation about a merger. The firm follows it. 4 days later, the market moves exactly the way the message said it would. The firm makes $340 million. Your bonus is $3.8 million. No one asks how you knew. They do not want to know. It is easier to call you brilliant than to admit something rotten is sitting in the room with them. Last month, you helped trigger a pharmaceutical sell-off. The stock dropped hard. Pension funds got crushed. Retirees lost years of savings in a week. You bought low, waited, then sold high. You made $18 million. You sleep fine. That is the part that should scare you. Not the money, not the crime. How easy it has become. You buy a house in the Hamptons. You start flying private. At night, when the city is quiet and your bedroom is dark, your phone still buzzes on the nightstand like a second heartbeat. One message says only this: you are ready for politics. Level 5. The Operative. The first call comes on a Sunday. Not a text, a call. The voice is male, calm, and old enough to sound certain. You're being reassigned, he says. Politics. You are given a name: Senator Patricia Lindholm, Minnesota. Re-election year. They need her to win. Then a wire transfer lands in an account you did not know existed. $22 million. Your job is simple. Make her win. You move to Minneapolis and rebuild the campaign from the ground up. New consultants, better ads, better polling, sharper lines. Then you go lower, much lower. You dig into the opponent's life until you find the parts he prayed would stay buried. A DUI from college, financial trouble in an old business, an affair with a staffer. Nothing fatal on its own. Together, it is enough. You leak it slowly, one story, then another, then another. By election week, the press has ripped him open. Lindholm wins by 19 points. Your message that night is short, exceptional, stand by. Then comes Arizona, then Pennsylvania, then Ohio. You are not running one campaign. You are running 6. Your name is nowhere public. No interview, no filing, no camera. You are invisible. But senators, governors, and representatives keep landing in office with your fingerprints all over them. Soon the job gets darker. Draft this bill. Push this tax change. Get this committee vote lined up. A water privatization plan passes. Companies tied to your network win the contracts. Labor rules change in another state. Costs drop. Profits rise. You are not just helping power anymore. You are building it. Level 6. The Architect. Your first in-person meeting happens in Wyoming. 12 people sit around a long table. You recognize 4 of them right away. A former CIA director, a tech billionaire, a media mogul, a Supreme Court justice. No one introduces themselves. They do not need to. They tell you you have done excellent work. They tell you you are ready for international operations. The next assignment is Ecuador. The president is nationalizing mining assets and moving too close to China. That makes him a problem. You never fly there. You do not need to. You move money, create pressure, and wait. Millions to opposition groups. Millions to military officers willing to turn. Millions to journalists willing to tell the right story at the right time. Protests grow. Trucks stop moving. Store shelves thin out. The government looks weak. 8 months later, the president flees. A new leader takes power, one who has been useful to your side for years. Billions in rights and contracts shift hands. You tell yourself this is strategy, not violence. Then your daughter calls. You have not seen her in years. She is 16 now. Her voice sounds older than it should. She says your ex-wife is sick, stage 4. She asks if you can come visit. You tell her you will call back. You do not. You are in Jakarta 2 days later, then Brussels, then London. She calls again 2 months later. This time, your ex-wife is already dead. The funeral is Saturday. You listen to the voicemail twice, then you delete it. That is the moment you stop being a person and become a function. Level 7. The Master. By now, you are one of the 12. You have a title, Supreme Magus. You own an island compound off Panama. Powerful people fly there for privacy, pleasure, and silence. Tech founders, judges, ministers, princes, CEOs. They step off the boat smiling. They leave with something you can use. Every dinner is recorded. Every bedroom is wired. Every private confession, every drunken promise, every stupid little secret gets saved and filed. You keep video, audio, messages, and guest logs locked in separate vaults. Enough leverage to bend a country if you need to. And often you do. A journalist in Miami starts asking questions about the island. The editor kills the story. An FBI agent starts poking around flight logs. He gets reassigned. You are still protected. Then your daughter shows up at your apartment in Manhattan. She is 19 now, angry, shaking. Somehow she found the address. Security calls upstairs. You could go down. You do not. Through the camera feed, you watch her cry in the lobby. She says you missed everything. Her graduation, the funeral, her whole life. She says she only wants to know why. You tell security to remove her. They do. 10 minutes later, the lobby is empty again. You pour a drink and go back to work. That same night, you approve funding for a new pressure campaign overseas. Grain shipments delayed, local banks squeezed. The same old playbook in a different country. You have everything now, which means the fall is close. Level 8. The Fallen. The raid happens at night. You are in your penthouse watching the news when you hear helicopters first. Then sirens. Then shouting outside the door. Your security team is already moving when the front entrance blows inward. FBI, Interpol, US Marshals. You are on the floor in seconds. You do not panic. You have seen this before. People get arrested, judges get called, cases vanish, witnesses crack, jurors get bought. That is how the machine works. You helped build part of it yourself. In custody, you stay calm. Maximum security, isolated cell, best lawyers money can buy. Motions filed, phones ringing, favors called in. You tell yourself you will be out in days. Then the cell door opens. It is not a guard. Someone in uniform steps inside and closes the door behind them. You know right away. No speech, no warning, no grand betrayal. Just the quick, quiet end reserved for people who know too much and no longer useful. The Illuminati protects its own until it doesn't. You served your purpose. Now someone else will. Because somewhere in Brooklyn, another person is opening an envelope. No return address, a cream card, an eye inside a triangle, and 3 words. Tonight, 11 p.m. Alone.